Taking Flight, Card Spring Training, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems.
Tell me about the off season. What were you working on? How you feeling coming into camp?
Yeah, so offensively, I'm big on angles at which I hit the ball. I want to do damage on a line. Just kind of continuing, trying to be a pretty good self-evaluator. How did the league attack me? What are some adjustments I can make? Defensively, just it's a constant battle, right? Trying to work on your feet, making sure your angles, your reads are good, arm strength, trying to get that back. That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously, after going into my fourth season, you kind of have like a pretty good idea of what you want to do. You want to have like a strong understanding of who you are as a player, but also like looking for little areas to kind of clean up.
Talk about picking spots for power last year, I think, when we sat here. Is that still kind of how you view that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it depends on how you feel, situation of the game, who's on the mound, all those things factor in, how you're getting attacked, all those kind of factor in, and also making sure like you're working on that in your drill work, right? Like, hey, this is a spot where I'm like really looking to take a shot here, and I got a one-way miss. It's try to do something deep or end up foul, kind of one of those situations, and. I think everyone in this game kind of has that scenario, like picking their spots when they want to do some damage.
You're a throwback guy when it comes to not striking out. You see a lot of strikeouts in baseball these days. Just how much do you hate striking out?
I cannot stand it. It's one of those things that drive me nuts. I don't like swinging and missing. I don't like striking out. But it's something I work on. It's something that I train vision. I train. Competing sometimes early in spring training and live at bats. So I do take some pitches and end up in deeper counts just so I am comfortable there. And then I'll do that throughout spring training games as well. It's like these, obviously, like all of this matters, right? Mm-hmm. But it's understanding, like, I'm still working on approaches. I'm still working on scenarios. I'm still working on things. So I try to give myself a little grace because some days I may take into end up in deeper counts. Some days, and maybe if I like the matchup, I want to be a little bit more aggressive. It's all like working on situations, so when you get to the season, you're like, I've done this before.
Coming into this year, obviously, we're talking about youth a lot. At winter warm-up, I know this came up a couple of times. You're still young, but you're a guy who has major league experience that a lot of these younger guys are probably looking to. How much do you take on more of a leadership role now that you've been here for a while?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing is trying to lead by an example, trying to invest in people around you, build a relationship. I think leadership is a relationship. Build a relationship with your teammates, get to know their families. I think when you do that, you build that bond, and then it just builds some chemistry. I think a lot of that is chemistry based, and that's kind of how I approach that.
How much does the military background influence just being a natural leader growing up? You probably had good examples to kind of take from that, leading by example sort of thing.
Natural leader, I know it's one of those things that leadership is something like you do have to work at, and I don't have anything figured out, but I did get to watch my parents. My mom running a household when my dad was deployed, my dad obviously running a battalion or wherever he was at. He was in flight school or whatever it may be at the War College. He's long background of military success, but in the military there's that sense of community, right? And you have to depend on those around you, or some bad things can happen. So I think just seeing them day in and day out, I think that's kind of helped formulate an idea of opinion of how I want to be as a person.
A couple more for you. I was looking on Baseball Reference. You currently have the 7th most hits of any player born in Germany.
That's cool.
Would it be cool to be the all-time hit leader from Germany?
Yeah,
have you ever even thought of that?
No, I haven't. I think that's pretty cool. Who's number 1? Is it Kepler?
It was somebody a long time ago, I believe. You were the most current, and they had all had 300, 400 more games.
Oh, wow.
Or more than that. They had like 500 more games than you. So
that's pretty cool.
You're on the track.
Yeah, that's cool.
Why do you think this team can maybe prove people wrong? You mentioned this in winter warm-up also, that there's a shock factor here.
Yeah.
You think the league might not be ready for? Or what gives you that confidence?
I mean, obviously, like you said, you have a youthful group, yeah, but you do have some experience in that youth as well, and you also have a bunch of people that aren't scared, right? And I think you got a good blend of some older players, and you got a great blend of some that youth core, right? It is a young team, and that is the core of the unit. So, and I think it's a group that is just hungry to go out there and just play hard, and it's also a team that can beat you in a lot of different ways, right? I mean, you have one of the best. I mean, you have the best closer in baseball. Obviously, last year our bullpen was fantastic. Starting pitching as well. I mean, you do have some serious pieces, and one thing that we're going to place a strong emphasis is on our defense and how we run the bases. And I think that, I mean, like hitting comes and goes, but pitching and defense, that's kind of what carries you throughout the season.